Eric is making me breakfast. Yeah. Cooking for me. Thank you, honey.
Always.
Eric is the chef of the house. He's always cooking for me.
It's easy to be the chef of the house when you live with Lila. Because she can't cook ramen.
Okay, that is true.
I wouldn't call me a chef. I learned from my grandma and my mom. They are both excellent cooks, and my dad is an amazing cook of meat. So,
Yes, Grill Master Phil.
So I learned
And this is his grandma. I'll show you guys. There's his grandma, Grandma Rachel.
Amazing cook.
Oh, oops. Grandma
taught me
Rachel.
She taught the family so much about cooking.
And here is us at Eric's sister's wedding. Lorne is preggy. They're going to have a baby. Oh, I'm so excited. It's going to be so cute.
We're going to be auntie and uncle, Lila and Eric.
Yes. I can't wait. So we're having bacon and sausage and eggs. I'm excited.
Yeah, we're just having sausage and eggs, baby.
Oh, no bacon?
No.
No bacon! Okay. I love bacon. I love bacon. Ooh, I love eggs too. Yeah. Okay, say bye.
Love you, baby. Goodbye.
It's the Comedy Cupcake. It's the Comedy Cupcake. It's the Comedy Cupcake Show.
Perfect. Welcome to the Comedy Cupcake Show, hosted by stand-up comedy couple Lila Hart and Eric Abbenante.
Lila, that's me.
Hey, baby. It is May 22nd, 2020, a Friday, a beautiful Friday. How are you doing, baby?
I'm doing great. I got my sunnies to block out all the haters. Just kidding. That's so lame. I just like these sunglasses.
We're a stand-up comedy couple that's been dating for 2.5 years. We're going to be keeping it strong with another beautiful episode today.
Episode 2.
And today's theme is sobriety. So much fun.
Do you like my shirt? It says, "Are you on drugs?" Check yes or no. But I didn't check either because I'm actually an alien. That's what it says on my shirt.
It's very true. And my shirt says White Beach because you got to close all the beaches in the Philippines.
Yeah, my mom. Shout out to my mom. She would love this shirt.
Yes.
I actually got that at the Comedy store. Do you remember the guy who used to sell shirts?
Boone Shakalaka?
Boone Shakalaka! This is a Boone Shakalaka collector's item. I got this. Shout out to Boone Shakalaka. I miss Boone so much. He would sell shirts out of a duffel bag at the Comedy store. You could get shirts for $1, $2, $3. Sometimes it was 3 for $5. There was all types of shirts, and I got this shirt one time from Boone Shakalaka.
This is breaking news to me. I actually thought you got this in the Philippines. I didn't think that you got this from Boone.
I got it from Boone.
Oh, that's great.
So funny. Okay, so back to sobriety. Yes, my shirt says, "Are you on drugs?" And guess what? Neither one of us have been on drugs.
I am.
For the last
I've been sober from everything for the past 9 days.
Can you guys believe that? My boyfriend has not smoked weed in 9 days.
Well, the main thing is for even longer than that, for like a month before that, I officially quit tobacco. I quit smoking blunts out of my bong. For those of you who don't know, I had a method. I feel like I pioneered the method, to be honest. I would rip up a blunt wrap. That would be the bottom layer. I would perforate the bottom layer so that there would be proper airflow. I would put weed on top of that, and then I would put a Fronto leaf, one of those big tobacco wraps, on top, creating a blunt sandwich, and it would be beautiful in my bong. And I've stopped doing that. I have stopped doing that because of the coronavirus. I have stopped doing that because of the my health. I saw all these people on ventilators. The death tolls were racking up, and I'm like, I need to change my life. And then I quit weed for 30 days. This is temporary. The weed thing is temporary, but it was twofold. One, to, take down my tolerance, but two, and more importantly, I actually I wanted to understand Lila better.
Aw.
Because she's been sober for a long time, and, I heard about this Lila before I met her, this, crazy party Lila, and I wasn't sure if it actually existed. I wasn't, I've heard about it, but I've never seen proof of it. Kind of like Bigfoot.
Yeah, so it's kind of funny. Eric's actually never seen me be drunk because I have not had alcohol in 3 years. My last drink was June 10th of 2017. That is the last time I had any alcohol. Actually, my drink of choice is a Jack and Coke. If you didn't know that. So now you know.
I didn't know that.
Jack and Coke, that's what I used to love. But it's been 3 years since I've had alcohol. It's been, I guess, coming up on 3 years. Mm-hmm. And I haven't had an Adderall since May 7th of 2017, which that was my drug of choice too. And for me, it's been 77 days since I haven't had a blunt. And
wow.
Yeah, I haven't smoked weed in 77 days. So this is the first time in our relationship together where we have both been completely sober for the last 9 days. And I have to say, honey, I am so incredibly proud of you for quitting the tobacco. And I really am so grateful for you going on this 30-day break of marijuana. And it means so much to me that you really are doing this not only for your health, but just to deepen our relationship. Oh,
yeah,
so
well,
sweet.
I thought I was the chill one in the relationship, and then I realized, the weed I smoke is chill. That's what it is. Because I'm a lot more in touch with my emotions, and, when I was smoking weed and I was more stoic, I would look down on her like, oh, she's so emotional. And now I'm getting in touch with my feels, guys. I'm feeling all the emotions. I got my mafia anger back, my Italian mafia anger. I have it all, My only drug is tea and showers, It's just,
And he loves baths now, too. Eric
yeah.
is a bath guy now.
Yeah, well, Lila's always been a bath girl because a bath to her is like a swimming pool, but
It is. It truly is. I'm so grateful that we have a bathtub. We take a lot of baths together. We love the bath salts and the oils. It's really quite sensual and relaxing.
yeah, it's pretty hot. I got to see her naked and wet.
Oh my God.
But I would say, so let me ask you, what do you think has been the main difference you've seen from me exhibited since I've been sober?
I would say we've been doing a lot more physical activity together.
Yeah, that's right. A lot of boning.
Okay. No, I mean, I have a bicycle and Eric runs. There's a park near our place, and so
these are all sexual metaphors.
So we'll go run together. And I always say, I'm like, oh, we're going running. But really, when I say going running, I mean I'm on a bike and I'm biking beside Eric while he runs with his face mask on. And yeah.
It's the most mobile I see her. It's pretty cool, actually. She's a very good biker. She's a very good swimmer, decent walker. Solid.
Yeah, I'm solid. I'm a solid walker. I used to go on hikes every single day. But I would say I think it's been really cool how we have been getting up earlier. We've been getting up a lot earlier and starting our day together with physical activity. Why am I saying physical activity? With exercise.
Well, actually, I think that's a good way to break it down. So let's break it down into physical and then mental. So let's put the mental aside for a sec. The physical, I have to admit, ever since I quit the tobacco, I've seen a lot more effects from quitting the tobacco than the weed, to be honest. But since I quit the tobacco, I definitely have seen a difference in my sleep. I have definitely seen a difference in the bags under my eyes.
He looks great. He looks great.
The tightness of my skin, even the color of my my face skin. It just seems a lot healthier. So definitely a lot of improvements that way. A very interesting thing that I noticed from me quitting tobacco. Tobacco makes your body inherently colder.
Oh, really? Yeah.
My mom used to always comment that I always was running high. Even back in Utah, I'd be wearing a lot less layers than other people. But ever since I started smoking blunts, I was actually I was cold all the time. You would see me in sweatpants all the time. I was always extra bundled up. So I would say that was the main difference physically. Now mentally, let me ask you the same question. What's the biggest difference that you've seen in me mentally?
Oh, yeah, he's gotten angry, which has been kind of funny, actually, because he used to make fun of me for my anger about things, and I'm like, you just don't understand. When you're angry, you could just go smoke real quick, and when I get angry, I just have to sit here and deal with it. So it's actually been quite hilarious to see him get angry about things that, when you're smoking, you wouldn't get upset about, but...
It is funny. I feel like I'm very good at articulating myself, but articulating my emotions and the way I feel, I'm still very primitive in that sense. I still have a lot of work to do, whereas you're a lot better at expressing your emotions in a more cogent fashion. I still have a tough time articulating how I truly feel, and that's where a lot of the frustration comes, and then I get angry.
I would say I'm really grateful that you quit the tobacco first. So he quit tobacco a month ago, and then he decided to, I'm gonna go a full 30 days without anything. And I'm glad you did it that way, because I haven't drank in 3 years, but I will go through periods of where I will start smoking again, and then I get really deep into it. So the last 77 days ago, I was up to smoking 10 blunts a day, because I love blunts so much. And when I quit cold turkey, that was all of it together. I got so physically ill when I quit, to the point where I was throwing up, and I didn't even realize you could get that sick. So I think it was much better that you quit the tobacco first and still have the weed to kind of get the nicotine out of your system, and then quit the weed, because I think that if you would have done it all at once, it makes it so much more painful. It's so painful.
Yeah, well, I do have a science degree at University of Utah, psychology degree. So I do like to isolate the variables. And so quitting tobacco and then quitting weed, it helped me see what I really liked about each drug. The tobacco, what I really did truly enjoy about it was just constant energy. I don't know if this is true for everybody or just true for my method. I was using it as an energy source, so I was enhanced by the drug in that way. Whereas with marijuana, it's more of a mental creativity. I can go to another world. I can escape. And that's where I have an issue in sobriety. I'm still learning to escape and go to that imagination world. It's a lot easier to tap into your imagination when you're high. I've learned that. But it's also good to understand that and then train your sober self to work on that imagination as well.
Yeah, and I just think, like I said, I'm super proud of you, honey, because I think it's just so important for anybody, for a lot of people, it's, it could be totally different. But for me, I just know in my life, I am the most successful when I am completely sober. So that's just how I have to live. But it is different for everybody, So I just truly do appreciate you taking this break so that you can understand me better as we move deeper into our relationship. Because I felt like for a while it was, when you're sober in a relationship and your partner, they don't have a drug problem, right? It's so funny that I'm wearing this shirt. You can feel, and especially right now, because I can't really go to meetings or really do the things that I was doing that was helping me. So I just feel so grateful that my quarantini partner is helping me through this.
What has been your biggest challenge of sobriety during this pandemic?
My biggest challenge, well, I already made the commitment right before the pandemic started. Actually, I was already deciding that I wanted to quit smoking again. So I was 10 days into quitting when the pandemic hit. So I'm really glad that I had made the decision before the pandemic actually was announced, that I was already gonna do that. So in a way, it kind of happens. I don't want to be like, oh, Corona happened at the perfect time for me, because that's so horrible. It sounds horrible.
So selfish.
It's so selfish, but
World War II happened at the perfect time for me. When the Holocaust dropped, oh, it was just the timing was perfect.
I guess I'm not only did I want to like quit smoking. There was a lot of things in my life. Like I was working on setting boundaries with people, and now it's like Corona did all of this for me.
It is really interesting because the whole pandemic put everyone on pause in a lot of different ways. You don't have any of the coping mechanisms you have.
Well, okay, truly, Eric, my sobriety is one thing, but I've always wanted to see the day where you did not smoke every day. So the pandemic was like the perfect time for you to make this decision to kind of take a little break. You know, there's like no excuse right now.
Yeah, there really is no excuse. I mean, at this point, you can sit down, you can stop, you can reflect.
It's like, okay, for me, I think it was harder for me to not smoke when I was around everybody in the world who's always smoking. Like, do you know how difficult it is to be like the only sober person at a party or just out at comedy, and people are passing around the blunt, and you're like, not partaking in it? So
yeah, talk about what it's like to be a stand-up comedian and trying to be sober, because I think that cohort, that group of people, is amongst the most medicated or intoxicated you could find. I mean, I can't think of a mic that I went to that didn't have some drug somewhere in some way.
Well, okay, so I would say being a sober stand-up comedian has been amazing as far as my stand-up. My connection with the audience on stage, being sober, is incredible. It's the best high in the world. It feels like I'm so much more in tune when I'm fully just living life as me, as the alien that I was brought to this planet as. But when I think the thing that is difficult as a stand-up comedian is being a sober stand-up comedian is when you're around other comedians who are smoking all the time. Because that was the one thing that I would always, it was easy for me to stop drinking. Once I was able to quit my Adderall, that was really easy. But it was always so hard I kept going back to the weed. Like, that was the one thing that I kept going back to. Like, for example, March 6th of 2019 is when I quit smoking blunts. And then 6 months later, I started smoking again. And then March 6th of 2020, on the exact same day, I decided I was going to quit smoking blunts. But it was crazy how I had 6 months of complete sobriety. And in that 6 months of complete sobriety, we did 8 episodes of Small Talk with Lila Hart. I did every single episode of Small Talk with Lila Hart. You can check that out on Channel 310, completely sober. And then, a few kind of triggering things happened, and I relapsed into smoking weed again. And it was crazy how quickly it turned into, I'm just going to smoke here and there, to I was right back to smoking 10 blunts a day, like literally 10 blunts a day. And I'm 4'6" and 75 pounds, and I could smoke 10 blunts. But I'm really good at picking weed now, which is good, So I would say my goal is to live life completely sober. But I do want to, when we get our mansion in the Pacific Palisades, and I have my hot tub, and I have a beautiful garden, I can grow my own marijuana, and I could talk to the plants, and then I can have a healthy relationship with marijuana. But until I am able to fully process my emotions, I don't want to rely on any substances, So I'm still doing a lot of inner work, and I think we all are during this time.
No, that's really impressive. And just so you never really felt like you had an issue with the alcohol side of it, because I find it remarkable how the entire infrastructure of stand-up comedy is kind of built around alcohol. You have to buy a drink to go up at a mic a lot of the times. A lot of these shows are at bars. You never felt tempted? I'm pretty impressed by that.
Once I stopped, once I really made that commitment to stop drinking, like I was in it. And also, Eric, like you were a gift of my sobriety. I met
Oh,
Eric
yeah.
like 7 months into complete sobriety, and every positive, amazing thing that's happened in my life in the last 3 years is a direct result of me being sober, and I even think even the times that I relapse into weed, which is so funny to be like a relapse in weed, but like for me, it really is a relapse because like I said, I smoke 10 blunts a day. And, but even when I was relapsing into weed, like my life didn't fall apart, but I know that if I would have relapsed into alcoholism or doing Adderall or any pills or hard drugs, my everything that I have that's good in my life would be taken away. So it's really easy for me not to drink when I look at my life and I know that everything I have is because I'm not drinking. So I just think to myself, man, if I really fully commit to this, what powerful things can I manifest? And I really want that house in the Pacific Palisades with the mansion, and I want to grow marijuana. And hey, maybe I'm just growing the marijuana plants and I'm not even smoking it. I'm just growing it for Eric,
Oh, wouldn't that be great?
Yeah, that would be the dream. I think I'm a great girlfriend. I'm like the dream girlfriend, Eric.
I think you're a great girlfriend.
When I'm not smoking 10 blunts a day and I'm going through my periods of like complete sobriety, like all the weed's just for you.
I want to hammer down on this for the audience. When she means 10 blunts a day, she doesn't mean, oh, I'm sharing these blunts with other people. No, she would go alone and smoke the blunt by herself. And if she had to share it with another person, generally that blunt did not count.
Yeah.
So when she means 10 blunts a day, she means 10 blunts a day. Like it is not an exaggeration. I had to roll every single one of those because she can't roll.
Yeah.
It's like cooking. She can't. I know how much she eats and I know how much she smokes because I have to take care of both. Or at least I did back in the day. Now it's only just the cooking, as you saw in the beginning of the episode. But so I think we've covered it pretty well. Is there any other aspect we should cover? Because I thought this has been a really good discussion so far.
No, I feel great about it. And what day is this for you?
Day 9 tomorrow will be day 10, and I'm gonna go 30 days.
Yeah.
30 days. I really admire Bill Maher. He never smokes 2 days in a row because of tolerance. He wants to get, actually, like, if you're going to smoke, get high. The worst thing is when you're smoking and because of your tolerance, you're, like, barely, you're just doing it to function. That's the point where you have to reflect and then say, hey, maybe I do need to stop. Maybe I need to cut down my tolerance. Because, what's the point? If you're just smoking to get to the regular point, I don't think that's...
I think a lot of people are going to be very shocked to find out that you have not smoked in
I guess I should explain this to
days.
the audience. My bong was like Linus's blanket. It would be with me at all times. I would have my backpack.
It was always like this is one thing that I like. Well, this is kind of funny. Anytime we would be going somewhere, it would always be like, I need to have 2 hits first, or 2 hits before I do this, 2 hits before I do that. So that's been really nice, but we're not going anywhere, so I guess it doesn't really matter. I'm not hearing that anyways. But I feel like because we're both not smoking right now, we're spending a lot more time together too, because I feel like when you were smoking, because I'm not smoking the last 77 days, you'd be upstairs and then I would be down here, and so we're spending time together regardless. What the hell am I talking about?
Well,
I'm stuck with you.
Well, it is part of the pandemic, but I feel like we've gotten some deep conversations. I've definitely learned some, new things during these 9 days. It's been fun. It's been good.
And I love how I just want the thing that you could take away after this 30 days is to know that, like, without marijuana, you can still be creative and you can still put out content and you can still do all of the things through just being you.
No, that's so sweet. And it's easy to be myself when I'm with you. I love you, baby.
Aw, you're the best.
And I would say one of my favorite things about you is how much you love your family, and in particular, your mom. Can you talk about that really quick?
I love my mom. I love my nana so much. my mom's birthday, May 23rd, is tomorrow.
Exciting. We've been preparing for this.
Yes, happy birthday, Mom. We miss you so much. That's why Eric wore this shirt.
Yep.
To let you know how much we love you.
Philippines.
The Philippines. Someday we will all go there together with you, Mom. We'll take Eric to the Philippines.
Well, for me, family is really important. My grandma Rachel, my mom, my dad, everyone in my family, my sister, I care about my family a lot. And so it was truly attractive. And I think, people in the audience should pay attention to this. If you care about family, it's not uncool. It's really important. It's one of those things that separates you from, the person you just want to hook up with to the person you want to take home to meet the parents. It's an important factor, and how genuine Lila made it, of making it cool to like your parents. I mean, she's done a fabulous job. Your connection with your mom is really sweet. You guys have a genuine bond and friendship that goes even beyond the typical mother-daughter relationship, in my opinion. Can you talk a little bit about, even the beginnings of it when you were like a little girl?
So, my mom's going to be 59 tomorrow. I'm going to be 29 this year. And so my mom has truly been my number one fan, my biggest supporter. If any of you follow me on Instagram at Love Lila Hart, you know that my mom at Esper Hart is right there commenting and thanking every single person. I really wish I could be with my mom tomorrow to celebrate her birthday. I just love her so much. And, I was thinking about my mom. We lost my Lola this year, early in the year. And,
well, you did say one thing about your Lola, your grandma. You were saying that it was a blessing that she passed before the pandemic occurred, so that there could be a large, celebration or wake at the village, and so that she could have a proper, send off with the full.
Yes, in Dinalupihan, Bataan province. And to my relatives in the Philippines, I miss you so much. Mahal kita.
But let's not lose sight of the fact that, it's a huge blessing that your mom is very, very healthy. She's one of the strongest women I know, mentally and physically. So we'll be able to see her soon. Whenever this ends, we will go see her, or we'll bring her out here. So we're going to see her soon.
Yes, I just wanted to say that, Mom, I love you so much, and I'm so grateful for your constant love and support. My mom has been the person that has truly believed in me, even when I didn't believe in myself, early on, just in college, and when I graduated and I wanted to move out to LA. Like, my mom always would tell me, like, that she always tells me, you're gonna make it. And I feel like I already have made it, because I have an amazing partner, and I'm living in Los Angeles, and I'm getting to create and do what I love. And I really have my mom and dad and to thank for being such amazing role models. They're both so wonderful. And I just want to tell my mom that I did all of my laundry. I did all of my laundry yesterday, and put away all my clothes. If you came over, you would be so proud of how clean my room is. My mom is incredibly organized. She is that Filipino mom who, when she comes over, she cleans, and she was the person who helped me decorate this place. She helped me put up those tiles from Eric's grandma. Me and my mom put those up together, and she's just incredible. So my room has been a complete mess since my mom came and organized all my clothes. And I have so much clothes that I can go like 6 months without doing laundry, which I know it's most people like, oh my God, that's so gross. But it's like, I have that much clothes, I could go through all of that. So I wanted to make my mom proud this week, and me and Eric did all the loads of laundry, and the room's super clean.
What do you mean your room? Our room.
Yes, our room. My side and your side is both clean.
It is pretty remarkable because she has her clothes are like so small. Sometimes I'll be folding. I'm like, what category is this? Is this a shirt? Is this a skirt? Like, what is this? But that's part of why she has so many clothes. Like, you can fit so many more of her clothes into like a little area.
It's so funny that Eric has gotten in trouble by me for laundry. You're so sweet, honey. Thank you for.
I try. Let the record show. Both of these cameras. I try. I may not succeed all the time, but I try.
He's learned because some of my clothes have been damaged, but I mean, he's doing more laundry than I'm doing, so I shouldn't get mad.
Yeah, well, that's not hard. I mean, yesterday that was like one of the first times you did laundry, but it was impressive because she finally got through that mountain, and now
it was a mountain, truly.
Yeah, but now she made her mom proud. She did it. And yeah, for those of you who don't know, Esper Hart, feng shui master. She could have been an interior designer, decorator. She's just got a savant-like quality of understanding. Oh, this is how I consolidate space and yet make it look nicer. Here's how to understand the organizational flow. Really, really sharp in like setting that up. And what's funny is your mom has met like people in my family, and like my Aunt Susie and my mom, who are also both very organized and like do that. They set up a really nice home too, and so it's cool to see your
and
family and my family connect.
My mom and dad, they truly love Eric.
No. And I love them too. Bill and Esper, just like my mom and my dad, just a perfect match, and definitely a couple to admire and emulate going forward, as to what you would do down the road. Love can deepen and strengthen over time, and that's what our goal is, 2.5 years to 25 plus years. That's the goal.
Oh, I love you, honey.
I love you, baby. But say that in the mic. Don't say I love you, but off mic. No one can hear it.
Oh my goodness, I miss my mom so much. And it's so funny. Like, I was just FaceTiming with her. I FaceTime my mom like 5 to 6 times a day. Sometimes we'll FaceTime. I'll be like, okay, bye, mom. And then we'll hang up. And then I'll be like, oh, I need to tell her something else. And I'll call her back 5 minutes later, and we'll just start talking again.
One of my favorite things that Lila does is she'll FaceTime her mom, then she'll FaceTime her dad. Sometimes they're in the same house but on different floors, and then she'll FaceTime her mom and be like, yeah, I FaceTime dad. But they're really close, and it's that, like I said, the number one decision of why I knew she was the one is how much she cared about her whole family, and it's a lesson to learn for sure. And so, Esper, we wish you the happiest of birthdays. I am taking excellent care, if I do say so myself. But I'm taking good care of her, feeding her well every day. We have a ritual every Friday. We have the Commander-in-Chief Cupcake animators over, and so I cooked for our animator Nikki and Lila today, and so I'm keeping up that tradition of what Esper does, which is taking care. She's an amazing cook too. She wants
yes, I miss my mom's lumpia.
She made adobo chicken, too, which is a traditional Filipino dish. Oh, it was really very impressive because there was a simplicity to it, yet there was a complexity in the flavor profile. And so it was definitely something I was taking notes on because I'm a good cook, but I make this thing called that my family calls zalata, which is basically just like cucumber, onion, tomato, really finely, cut up, and then you have some lime and salt in it. She did my exact same recipe, but better because of how well she chops up stuff. She's like my grandma Rachel, who was just like had amazing knife skills as well. And so it was just remarkable to see, my recipe, but done in a much, cleaner and nicer fashion. Like it looked picture perfect. And I was like, damn, she's impressive. Hopefully I'll have those cooking skills one day. Well, after cooking for Lila for 30 years, that's probably how she got it.
My mom, I'm the youngest. I have 2 older sisters, and my mom, she didn't know when I was born that I would have spina bifida, and she was just the most amazing advocate for me in the hospitals. And I know that without my mom constantly encouraging me and not treating me any different than my sisters, I would not have the strength that I have today. And I miss you so much, Mom.
I really thank you, Esper, for making the love of my life.
You're so funny.
Is there anything else you want to say, baby?
I just want to say, oh yeah, one more thing too is that, you know, my mom is one of 8 kids. My Lola had 8 children, and it was my mom's dream to come to America, and she did come to America. She met my dad. She came to America, and she has made a beautiful life for herself, and she always was so great to my grandparents, and, you know, continues to support our family in the Philippines. And she just has showed me how important family is, and why it's important to never forget where you come from. So, you know, it's really my dream to be able to help my mom do more for the Philippines, because it's so important to remember where you came from. And I tell myself, you know, I always used to think before I even met Eric, like, if my mom can meet my dad, and, you know, she had my 2 sisters before she met my dad, and I always thought, like, if my mom can come from a village in the Philippines, have my sisters there, and meet my dad and find someone to fall in love with her, I know that even me, being disabled, like, I could find someone to love me and accept me completely. Oh my God, why am I such an emotional mess?
An emotional episode of the Comedy Cupcake this week. Wow.
Oh my God, I miss my mom, and I love my parents so much, and it's just, you know, to think that my mom's going to be 59 tomorrow, and it is incredible to think that one person's life decisions can affect so many people, you know, and my mom having the strength and courage, and just that being who she is, she came to America and brought my sisters here, and my sisters I have my nephews, and it's like, without my mom being born, I wouldn't be here. And it just kind of makes you, I'm just so grateful for my life, and I'm just so grateful for my mom, and I miss my Lola dearly. Oh my God. You know, it's just,
so sweet.
I guess that's why I feel so emotional on my mom's birthday, because it's like, this one person has done so much for so many people. It's so funny. Cupcake is sitting there.
Aw. Hey, there you go.
Oh, see, she's the best.
She made mommy happy. Look at that. Very good.
But yeah, I just, one person.
That's why we have multiple camera angles. She is bombing the shots.
Oh my God, it's amazing. Okay,
and you know, just really quick, we'll talk about all the other members of our family too, but we just want to dedicate this episode to Esper. You know, my sister had a birthday this week too. My little sister Lauren, shout out, she's pregnant too. We'll talk about all the others.
Lauren's gonna have a little baby. We're so excited.
We'll talk about everyone else. Bill Hart's amazing too. It's not just Esper, but this is Esper's day, and we wanted to dedicate it to her on this episode. And so this is really special. This is really touching, baby. I think we nailed it.
Yeah, let's sing happy birthday.
All right. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Esper. Happy birthday to you. And Lauren Abbenante. Love you both.
Happy birthday.
Love you guys.
Bye. My mom is my best friend.
Yes, you're my best friend.
Yes, I love you, Mom.
I love you too.